up, aka Patters? This is the end of the road for books. We'll talk about it. Let's go. Oh, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, get yourself some of that sippy people. I haven't slept. I didn't eat for 22 straight hours because I was dealing with a computer issue. One that was so horrific, it took me and two others to get it going. But guess what? We salvaged it. We saved it. People, we are back making content. Peter A. DeLuca here, aka Pad69. Say it with me. Known through Philadelphia, PA, Europe, and the vast multiverse as your eclectic one. Get yourself some of that sippy. I really need it, people. I got work to do. Just a quick, not bragging, but quick example. It was madness. I couldn't sleep. I was just going so, again, when you work on some of these computer problems, you just keep going, and you kind of go into a black hole. A lot like when I'm doing my artwork or reading, but you go into a black hole and you come out, and the next thing you know, the sun's coming up or the sun's going down. This held everything else I was doing up. Prolonged issue. I thought I was pushing it to the side, but it's fixed. But people, we're talking about the end, and exactly what am I talking about here? I want to just showcase what some of you have mailed me, what some of you have gifted to me, some gifts from friends and family and loved ones. Christmas came and went. I treated myself to a couple things, others treated me, but I want to make the larger point of deciding endpoints, and you don't have to get everything. A lot of these volumes just keep going, and it's good to understand what a sweet spot of something is and just commit to having it so that you can study it. And that's really what the big idea about today's video is. What are we studying and why? We're going to swing that camera around and I'll explain it. AKA Patters, I'm loving this angle. I like this. I just like the juxtaposition. I like the composition. Guys, welcome back. It's been a little bit since I've done a whole video. Caveats to the side notes, all that place. I'm going to show you guys a couple comic books I bought from both of my local comic book shops, and I went to each shop twice because it's either the state of the market, the Christmas effect, but we're Christmas. When it comes to shipping days and shipping weeks wise, everything should be restocked or reloaded. Both of these comic book shops look thin. Usually one of them in particular always has just a couple of things that I deeply think about they just have good stuff. And the other one I just buy things at because I feel sorry for them. With all of that, what we have here is this is to me absolutely important. This is all meaningful, important stuff because some of these books I get to finally read because we're completing a block that is just important to me and something I wanted to add to the library. Something I just feel again, it can work digital. I have so many digital comics. I like reading comic books on a tablet. I don't mind it. I think when it comes to absorbing as much material as possible, Kindle, Comic Xology, I know a lot of you guys bootleg the comics. Whatever you can do to read something and to absorb it, focus on that first. And then you kind of want to re-experience something a different way. Some of the textile, the texture of the paper, the quality of the reproduction, these things help educate you. So as much as I like original issues, I do like the work that some of the collected editions have. The graphic design, the decisions made, the artistry, the art direction. There's so many things, and that's where we're going to start, because this is what I feel. is the greatest collection that we've had within the modern day. And there's two books within this collection that I feel are monumentally important. Right here. You guys know what these are? I mean, can you tell? One's matte black, right? Black edged paper. The other one is red foil edged paper. And we're talking the 30th anniversary Dark Horse, Aliens, and Predator. I just got the Predator. I got that a couple weeks ago. Treated myself, okay, but got a really good deal on it. These two books are incredibly important because they were made before the sequels, before Predator and Alien, or Aliens, became a franchise. These are professional individuals dreaming of what could happen next after some of these movies. And so much of what's in here ended up in everything. It's infinitely interesting, and also black and white. The Predator, I mean, people, the Predator Concrete Jungle comic book here, as we have on the cover, this book really became Predator 2. It's amazing that so many people haven't made that connection and kind of, do some screaming at some clouds that this original Dark Horse miniseries right here does not get the credit. And it really has too. It has like Watchmen colors. And for me, I read this. I put this, I read this, the initial miniseries here, and in my mind, it's in the Watchmen universe. It just makes it so much better. These two, of the 5 that they made 2 Aliens, Terminator, Aliens vs. Predator. Sorry guys, we're still a little bit sick here. Absolutely important, just on the idea of what you can do with just a single a single thought, a single motivation. Like, what you ask questions, and the original Predator miniseries and the initial black and white Aliens Dark Horse comics does that. You guys know I talk about football a lot, I talk about sports a lot. Guys, you have to just expand the things you're interested in. I love football. Last week of the games is coming up, and then we have the playoffs, and oh my god, I can't wait. Recently, got this for $1 or $2. The Boz, the first chapter in this alone. Oh my god, I'm all in. This book has long been on my sports or football biography list. I almost have them all now, which is fantastic. And then this is the real pickup. This spun my head. This blew my mind. Paper Lion. You might be like, Pete, what the hell is this? Detroit Lions. Why would you ever want to read a book about the Detroit Lions? This is Bill Plimpton. And if you ever seen Good Will Hunting, he's the psychiatrist that Will, or Matt Damon, accuses of being G-A-Y, and says, you're putting from the rough. And he goes, putting from the rough. Bill Plimpton is one hell of a journalist, and he becomes a in real life, walk-on quarterback to see how far he can get. I didn't get into this. This is also a movie. I'm not sure if he's quarterback or not. I'm guessing he tries to be a quarterback. So from those comic shops, I just got inspired. I've been working with Mark Poulton a lot again recently, and I'm so excited for U.S. Assassin Volume 3. We did a bunch of design work tonight because we do have the computer, the laptop working again. I owe him some design work. But within my 2 comic shops, and this one, it just blew my mind because I forgot that his Evangeline hardcover. I didn't know. I knew it, but I forgot it. But there's 2 hardcovers. I believe he did 8 to 12 issues, and we have early John Mallon in here too. This is the subject of an upcoming video about John Mallon, Mark Poulton, and Rob Liefeld. There's a clear idea there for a video, and that's upcoming. So I got this at one of the comic shops, and then at the other one, I don't know if I want to. We'll just take these out real quick. We got, this is, what's it, 13 issues, but Mark, wonderfully wrote. See, I just want to do that video right now. This is tragic, because this was actually good stuff. But Mark wrote like 13 issues of the New 52 Savage Hawkman with Rob Liefeld, Mr. Liefeld. So there's the Rob Liefeld connection. That's kind of, if you guys, like, that's a little bit of the video idea there. So, just to spend a little bit more money, I don't know why I bought this. Spider-Man 300, the Facsimile, the fake edition. I read this walking home that day, and there's a potential criticism of a video happening here, because I don't know why. I just feel like people overstretch what this actually is, and there's one, maybe even two videos in here, so that's good. So at the other comic shop, you spend a little bit more money. They had a pack of Impulse. And I kind of realized, and I knew it was around issue 50, right? EBS comes in at Impulse around 50. See, like, there's two of these. I don't even care about some of these. Alright, so I guess maybe I bought this whole pack for one of his issues. Okay, so I bought the whole pack for Impulse 50. Oh, so I overspent on this, okay? But I never got into his Impulse work. I was like working around the comic shops at that time. I thought it was great that he got into DC and was regular. I was fully paying attention to him when he went over to New X-Men. And then at that point, I almost just like got out of comic books and movies and everything you guys know me for, except for illustration, because I always drew. I always was committed to that, but just the geek culture, I wasn't. So maybe we'll do Impulse 50 coming up with the Joker and the Dark Knight. Great subject there. So this is what one of you sent me. This blew my mind, because someone told me they had it. They said, I don't want it. You can have it. And I said, well, I'll Venmo you. And they said, no, just give me your address. So I always had Savage Dragon archives 1, 3, and 4. Okay? So thank you. You know who you are. We got volume 2 here. So we have what I consider to be one of the greatest 100 issue runs in all of comic books. You guys know I do not like Eric Larson. The modern day Eric Larson in my eyes is he's a pornographer. But I want to kind of bring these to the drawing table and do just a little bit of a walkthrough. There's not so much of a rise and fall of Eric Larson in issues, miniseries 1, regular volume 1, 2, regular volume 100, or volume 2, 100. There's not so much of a rise and fall, but there is a pivot in what am I doing next, and that really gets exposed in his later issues. We see the beginning and the shades of that idea with issues 1 through 100, volumes 1 and 2. Also, you guys know I'm really big on the art of books. I love the art of movie books. The one that's always eluded me, that for the longest time was like the cheapest thing on Amazon, but now has crept up in price. Someone sent me their beater/reader copy. One of my chat live streamers, You know who you are. Tron Legacy. So this kind of goes into my Sid Mead stack, and there's one illustration. Oh, it's right here actually. One illustration by Sid Mead, but I kind of put this, and this is a little bit of the theme of this video. Like, we can get Savage Dragon volumes 1 through 4 and realize this is what is important to us. This is what we want to study. This is what we want to go back to. I'll need volume 5. So when it comes to Sid Mead, I believe some of his books are getting reprinted later this year. But you kind of, I think just as a visual person, you want a little bit of a stack of things either inspired by him or, that collects his work, or because he does a lot of concept work, a lot of advertising work. His repertoire, we'll call it, is pretty vast. It's dynamic, and he really has drawn like the best vehicles in human history. The Tesla Cybertruck is modeled after Sid Mead. But like a couple of years ago, I got the movie art of Sid Mead. Get this book if you can. It's still cheap on Amazon. And we have the Blade Runner 2049. So we're able to add to the Sid Mead stack. I've been keeping these out for trial by fire, believe it or not. The toes of the technology, I'm being very forceful in ripping off. What else? Okay. So we got 2 more here. I'm going to save the big one for last. So this was one of my friends sent me this, but he watches everything we do. But we're just unbagging this. So this completes a very important book stack. This is the end something, and I wanted to do this live. I was really excited for it, but it just sat around. And guys, you guys know I have not been the best of health, but like not bedridden. We're still kicking butt, okay? But it's the art of Captain Marvel. Yes, people, say what you want about the movie. There's some great alien city landscapes in this movie, and that's really what we're going to approach. But we're going to do that live, and we're going to do Tron Legacy live. Almost everything you're seeing in this stack here is going to be either a live stream or a video. So we have the big one here, guys, right here. So this book at one time was like a $150. And a fellow AKA Patter said, I worked with him just behind the scenes to get some work done for him. I don't know if his book's coming out. I don't know what's happening, but I think we got it to a place, and I didn't charge him. I hate charging people. Anyone I'm doing stuff with now, though, moving forward, all my services, even my technology services, everything's going to become subscription based. I'm waning off some of that, and I'm waning off a lot of my freebies stuff, just because time's so tight right now, and I need to. When people pay me for work, it's almost like how lobbying works in politics. The more money I get, that's how I know to put my attention towards it. Okay, so with all of that, people, I can't believe this. It's like really goes. Oh my! It's almost like new. But here we go. Well, here. Really bad with the reveal, people. Miracle Man, Volume 3. So we can now. I have not read Miracle Man since the initial trade paperbacks that were a good eBay sale at one point. I believe I sold 3 of them with 2 of the Neil Gaiman ones, or 1 of the Neil Gaiman ones, for about like $175, maybe $185. We're talking 10-15 years ago. These Marvel editions are fantastic. We will be discussing this, and look, see how we have 3 volumes here? We're going to end with a real point. a poignant point. With these 3 wonderful volumes, and we'll stick them right here. Okay, with these 3 volumes, one of them shoots up in price, so you get priced out of it. But you might be so curious about the story, you can buy the first volume, and you read it, and you buy the second volume, and you kind of wait for an opportunity for the third volume. And then eventually, you know, if it's a big enough property, it gets reprinted and some of the prices drop, right? I believe that the third one did drop. I don't know where it's at now, though. And if we're obsessed with these giant, epic, omnibuy collected editions, they retail for $100, $125. They cripple comic shops. There's no comic shop like in my vicinity, even over the bridge in Jersey, that doesn't regularly have them for about 30% off. So they buy them at 50, maybe even 60, 70% off, and they do these very extreme markups to get like a couple, maybe like $20 like per sale off their omnibuy. It's really, it cripples comic shops. It destroys what a trade paperback or hardcover shelf should be in the comic store. But when you do the individual volumes, right, you can still experience it. You can still get your hands on it. You can still read it, and you're not priced out of something. The comic book world seems okay with that idea. They seem, Mr. Miracle Man here, right? He's getting an omnibuy, I believe. So that's your price. That's your cost of entry to get into that story. And if you don't buy the omnibuy at 100 whatever, then when it goes out of the print, that's becoming a $200-300 investment. And who's going to ever want to read that? This is it's so frustrating. And a lot of these YouTubers, they go on and on about omnibuy. They act like they're a great thing. They have hurt comic books since their very inception, and I get it, you know, like people get the FOMO around them, but doing individual storylines and breaking them up as volumes gets more people involved. That's the bottom line, and Peter Cold said so. Guys, we have so much work to do. I'm going to try and do the next video might be a presentation. Guys, have you ever seen Mark Hamill's Slipstream? I want to bring it to you guys. It is absolutely amazing. Bill Paxton, that's coming up, but there's a lot between even this video going live and that. I love you. Rock and roll.